Why, hello, friend. Welcome to Convos for a Bubbly Life. I'm your host, Tiara, aka T, and I love to live a life that is bubbly, meaning an extraordinary life by your design. On this podcast, we explore the journey of creating the life of our desires, taking radical self responsibility for creating the life of our dreams. So let's get to it. So today, we're doing a little bit of cleansing and clearing, and I wanted to take you on this journey with me. I am like doing it all, like cleansing my mind, my body, my spirit, my space. All right, setting the intentions for my mind, body, and spirit to let go of, and I can feel it in my throat, right? Let go of any sort of low vibration, negative energy that does not align with what I desire to create in my life, as well as setting the intentions to live an extraordinary life, right? Whenever we clear space, we have to fill it. So, like, I am filling when I'm clearing with the intention of being happy, with the intention of being healthy, with the intention of feeling free in my life. That is what I'm calling in. That is what I'm desiring. And I am making these moves. I believe I talked about setting intentions in my last episode. So, um, I find as I set intentions, it's not just like, a crock pot, set it and forget it. Some things it can be that, but a lot of times in order to notice our progress and where we're going, we have to kind of revisit like, okay, like where am I now? Where was I when I first said, this is what I wanted for myself? And what has changed? What have I done? How can I, evaluate, maybe recalculate, maybe reintend things if things aren't necessarily going the way we plan, but also, you know, what is going right and taking the time to actually see that like things are going the way we are. Like it might not be immediate as we might desire, or it might not be showing up exactly as we thought it would. But when we step back and get like less emotional around it, we can find that a lot of the things that are showing up in the from the universe, God, source, whomever you believe in, or whatever outside entity you are co-creating with, your higher self, inside entity, whatever, um, is putting in our way to show us like where we are. Like I believe I talked about a while ago where someone had expressed an interest in me, and I was like, oh, that's nice, but like not what I wanted. And I was revisiting that thought this morning, and at the time, I like kind of like, yes, I was grateful for like, hey, like this is a reminder to myself that like I'm on the track and like people see me and recognize me and whatever. And I kind of took it at more of a surface level message. But as I was thinking about it, like I was thinking about, okay, what have I like really intended prior to this interaction and in regards to like love and relationships and who my person is and all that kind of stuff. And one of the intentions I remember setting was like, our belief structures or the ability to set intentions, work magic, do all that kind of stuff, like the things that I like to do, would not be like foreign to this person. Like this person would be down to participate in these activities and all of that. And so it was interesting because when I went back to like that thought and like meeting this person who expressed interest, um, they very blatantly talked about their interest and their experience with the realm that is like spiritual and witchy things and sage and crystals and all that kind of stuff. And it was like, oh snap, like this is literally what I asked for. This is literally something that is, and like while like the interest in this person isn't there, but like, hey, universe is talking to me, right? Like I am not alone. I am heard. What are my desires are heard, and I don't have to take the first um, iteration, if you will. Like I don't have to, just because, one little aspect is showing up doesn't mean that like, the whole aspect is in this one person. I think that's something that I notice in myself that I have a tendency to do is I will get into this mindset of like, all right, like, you know, this is the only time. This is my last and only chance to get whatever it is that I'm looking for. And then I'll jump on it because I don't have faith or trust in myself that something better might be coming along if I just wait. If I just trust in the process, if I trust in my own refining system, like if I already know that, you know, I don't see this going anywhere, or, I'm going to have to force myself to enjoy this journey, then why participate? Like, I mean, I can choose to participate if, if with that self-awareness. I encourage people to like participate and try new things, if they're open to it, if that's like the journey that they're on. But if you're participating out of fear, that's where I want people to like kind of like stop and reevaluate. Like, are you doing this because you think that there's like no other opportunity for you out there? This is the best you can do, and so you're afraid that like if you let this pass you by, that like nothing better will show up for you. If that's the case, then I would encourage you to like stop, drop, set it down, open up. No, anyways, I encourage you to really take a look at what your belief structure is. Take a look at how are you trusting yourself. Take a look at like what is it that you're really truly desiring to experience, and if is this really in alignment with that, or is this more in alignment with like just being afraid of checking out and pursuing something new. If you hear something scraping in the background, I'm moving a table. Like I said, we're cleansing and clearing here today. Moving crystals around that I haven't moved. I'm really excited because I've mentioned before that like it feels like my connection and my involvement with my magic and actual like the actual physical aspects of it, which is, you know, candles and crystals and all that kind of stuff. I've kind of like gotten lazy, for lack of a better word, about and really kind of stepped away from doing all of the things. And I think part of it, yeah, is just simply being lazy and not wanting to participate. And another part of it is like just I think I kind of gotten to a place where um, I felt certain expectations and what I did and what I and how I like worked my magic, and it just wasn't no longer fun for me. So I had to step away from it. I had to like reevaluate and do some other things so I could come back and feel better about my practice and do my practice my way and have fun with my practice again. So I've been like looking at all these crystals over the past couple weeks, maybe even months. Like, all right, I've invested, I don't know, maybe like a small car into these items and collecting these items. And I feel like they're not programmed, they're not even really doing the work. They're just decoration at this point. So now like I said, I'm taking the time to cleanse, clear my space, and reset these intentions. And it's feeling really good. And I'm also like, oh my gosh, I have so much dust in my space. I am embarrassed for anyone who's ever come through in the past couple of months. Sorry about it. But this is great. Like I can feel energy shifting. I can feel vibration. If you're not someone that works with crystals, crystals do, like, it's scientifically proven that they hold frequency, that they emit vibrations, and we as human beings are 70% water, and hopefully here's your reminder to drink some water today, friends. We are complicated plants, so we need water to survive. So water has also been proven to be very programmable. Like there is I want to say it's a Japanese study that's out where basically they spoke to water. Some water, they like did a study where they basically said really nice things to this one vessel of water, and they froze that vessel, and then they said really mean things and low vibrational things to another vessel of water and froze that water. And it was interesting to see that the water that had nice, loving, uplifting, kind things said to it, how beautiful the crystalline structures were inside of the frozen water. But then looking at the other water that didn't have as much, didn't have any kind things said to it, it came back all murky and like kind of just muddy looking, and there was no like form or function to the crystalline structure within it. And so it's just a reminder that like, hey, our words have frequency, have power, bring forth a energy to those who experience it, right? And we have to be conscious of how we talk to ourselves and one another if we are wanting to create like a cohesive, warm, happy, extraordinary experience for ourselves and those around us. Now, if you're not looking for that, then one, I'm like, why are you here? Because we're here for the extraordinary. Um, but also, like, you know, I think it's important not just to lift each other up, but to lift ourselves up. And so I love it, 1111 hit as I was saying that. So, like, how are we lifting ourselves up? How are we saying nice things to ourselves? How are we cleaning up the muck from the things that we might not have said to ourselves over the years? And that's what I'm saying about like, it's really good to take time to clean, just like your house, right? Like, if you leave it for a while, especially if people are in it, because like we slough off skin, and that is what dust is. Fun facts. So when we are in our space and we're just sitting there and nothing's moving, the energy gets stagnant. The dust gets stagnant. Everything kind of like stays in its space, right? So I think it's really good. Um, I like to do some cleaning on a regular basis, but I also, love to take time every so often to do this kind of like energetic, spiritual clearing, light up some sage and get some incense going and, break down my altar and my crystal grids and like revisit like all of the things and reset those intentions and see like where we are on the path and what needs to just be adjusted. Whew, got some good smoke going on some sage right now. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right? And then lighting candles, working some magic, refreshing, revitalizing. Tis springtime, yes, spring into summer. Um, Preparing ourselves for a great harvest. Ooh, throwing wipes around. I'm not a big gardener. Like I have my little herbs and stuff in my outdoors, and I want to get better at gardening. And when I have space for it, like really get some like, some actual like food and stuff going. Um, I feel like that would be a fun thing to add to my journey and make it an extraordinary connection, and even revisit my like relationship with food as a whole and eating cleaner, right? Like I said, one of my intentions is to be healthy. And part of that health for me, I think, is one, letting go of, the weight aspect that comes with, my desire to be healthy and focusing on, my relationship with my body, relationship with feeling good, feeling lighter, feeling um, less pain and stagnant and opening up my joints. Yes, really getting into like loving movement, really getting into loving nourishment and running away from like the idea that healthy is like tasteless. That healthy is sadness, is, eating just a bowl of lettuce with no accoutrement on it, no flavor, no spice, because there's so much spice and herbs and um, seasonings and all sorts of things. And so it's just like, let's revisit that. Let's find what feels good, and that's exciting. I'm like pulling out like crystals that I haven't seen in a while. I'm like, what have you been doing, buddy? You've been just sitting here uh, getting all lackluster because no one is showing you some love. It's okay. I'm sorry. I apologize. We're gonna fix that today or over this upcoming week, right? Something else I have like really come to learn and um, vibe within myself is this like slowing down. And I feel like I've said it like a broken record of like, we have to slow down to speed up. And it's definitely things that have been like said to me over and over and over again. But I'm really feeling into and recognizing, I think about like, 2.5 years ago when I really tried to like dive heavily into this journey, and how much I was like looking into the crystals to fix everything for me, or looking into like all these other things to do the work for me so I could like force myself into like, I don't know, like a multi-million dollar um, life with like uh, the story, the romance of a lifetime, of a century, of a whatever Disney Channel phrase you want to like throw in there. Um, I was I really just like trying to force these things to happen, and I really wasn't taking time to learn about myself. I really was taking time to learn all of the like outside aspects of things and things to help manipulate the situation, but I really wasn't changing the source, really wasn't addressing the source of the problem, right? And so, in learning and like finding that I wasn't, I was simply putting a band aid, if you will, on my emotions, and where I was at the time and not really doing anything. I'm now like, all right, cool. Here we go. We are clearing the shit up. We are readdressing it. And, you know, I could get all up in arms and be like mad at myself for quote unquote wasting time. But I've also kind of made peace with the idea that like there is no time wasted, right? We have to take the time we need. If you believe in divine timing, then like, how is there ever their time wasted? By having these interactions and by doing all of the things that I've done over the last couple of years, one, I've learned something about myself. I've learned so much about esoteric practices. I've learned so much about, you know, who I am and what are my like default programming and my default coping mechanisms, and part of why I dive headfirst into some of the things and practices are because like I'm afraid that if I don't do it and do it hard, do it fast, then it's never going to happen, and I'm going to just be like upset and like unsatisfied with life like for the rest of eternity. So I have to like go 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 now 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 now. And every time I say like learn to like enjoy the journey, I'm mostly talking to myself, because yeah, it is important to enjoy the journey, to see what's happening, to understand, what we're doing, the growth, the expansion that's happening, to celebrate how far we've come, celebrate what we've created, celebrate who we are right now, love ourselves as we are and who we are right now in this moment, and you know, be happy and excited for what's to come next. Yes, yes. Oh yeah, this is lovely. I'm gonna be sneezing, I feel like, later because of like all the stuff that I've like kicked up. But on that, going back to that track of cleansing and clearing and letting things go, you know, if you've ever done that deep cleaning, spring cleaning stuff in your home, you know how like it's like when you're in the middle of it and like everything is in disarray, and then without like all of a sudden, you know, the vibration just changes. Like you feel lighter, you feel like, you know, movement going on, you feel the energy just like lift itself up in the space, and you're like, oh, whoa, wow. I did that, right? And then like you're finding things that you didn't know you had, you reconnect with aspects of yourself or aspects of your home that you had since forgotten about. And now you can give it a new life, whether it is staying in your own personal home or going with someone else. Maybe you have it, you know, you recycle it. You oh, I forgot the term. I heard someone say the term like a reloved it, rehome things, you know, meaning like, you know, giving it to like Goodwill or something somewhere like that where they'll find a new home for it and someone else to love it and use it and enjoy it like you might have at some other point in time in your life, which is really, really cool. I really enjoy that. So here we are. Oh yeah. This isn't a one-time thing. This is something that we do regularly, dare I say frequently, to keep the intention going, to keep ourselves flowing. You know, how often do you take a shower or a bath, right? You're cleansing your body. You are refreshing your body. You're removing, you know, sweat and the energies and the you know, the germs that have come out upon you throughout the day. I like to set an intention when I shower, and I used to do it like all the time, especially when I was working in distribution and I was like frequently going out and about. And during like the peak of COVID, when I was still like having to go into stores and all of that, I would make a point to, um, when I came home, just like set the intention, say it out loud, like, all right, I am relieving all the energy. I'm giving everybody's energy back that I've like encountered throughout the day. I am like letting it all go. This is not mine. Like, thank you, and release because I don't need it with me anymore, right? So that is the magic. That is our magic. We get to choose and we get to cleanse and clear and revitalize ourselves as frequently or infrequently as we so desire. Because again, this is a bubbly life, a life that we create for ourselves out of our desires. And with that, I'm going to pop off. I'm going to say have a phenomenal day. If you have any questions about ways you can clear or work with crystals or any of that stuff, make sure to post it inside the A Bubbly Life Facebook community. I will say here and now, one of my intentions is to make the Facebook community a membership community. So it should already be set up on my website, www www.abubbly.life/luxury living. You can go to, I think it just says join the A Bubbly Life community or membership. Click on that and it'll take you to how to join the membership, as well as link you back to the Facebook group. And it won't be immediate. I'm thinking that, as if people are starting to sign up early, I want to give people like the summer to really make their decisions, have some fun, go on vacations, do whatever. And then once the summer is over, I'm thinking like Labor Day, that's when I'm gonna just kick everybody out. Going to like fully clear the space of anyone that is not in alignment with joining the membership, and going from there to really create the sacred space for us. And so for those who want to be, what do you call it, early adapters, I will offer, I want to say, I think I'm going to offer some one-on-one mentorship. I have to revisit exactly what that's going to look like, but you join early. Well, since the community is going to stay public for a couple of months, and that in interim time, you get some one-on-one mentorship with me, and that should be super fun. So I'm excited for that, and I'm glad to offer that for you. Uh, so all that to say, again, if you're not a part of the Facebook community, make sure that you are joining it, and if you are a part of it already, and you want to stay a part of it moving forward, make sure to go to www.abubbly.life/luxury living and sign up for the membership. And if you do have questions like crystals or any of the esoteric stuff that I work with, or just questions in general, be sure to drop it in the Bubbly Life Facebook group. All right. Thank you so much. I love you so much. And let's live a bubbly life. Ta-ta for now.